if you are not privy to this information, and even if you're not a Christian, you need to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It is actually one of the most defining scriptures on the subject matter of love, and let us dissect it together. Okay, when I became a Christian, I decided to check the scriptures about the subject matter of love, and I discovered that there were disparities between what we believe love to be and what the Bible sees love as. In fact, the Bible does not even define love. The Bible simply shows us expressions of what love is. What this means is that the Bible does not tell you this is the definition of love. It tells you that when you see certain things, you can point to that and know that this person loves this person. From 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1 to 3, you discover that love is more important than ministry and power. So you can have prophecy and various giftings, but if at the end of the day, the way you handle those prophecies and giftings is not a representation of your love for humanity and God, then there is no such thing as a reward for those services. The thing is that it is God that decides what love is. It is God that defines love. It is not our human perspective or our romantic inclinations that define love. It is actually God who tells us what love is. So now he goes ahead to tell us what love is. The Bible says that, behold, I stand at the door of your heart and I knock. And if any man allows me to come in, I will come in and feast with him. Now think about this. Think about a very all-powerful deity and a puny human like myself. And he has the ability to stand and wait at my heart and knock. That is love. Imagine that man goes ahead to betray God in the manner that he did in the Garden of Eden. And yet this God pursues him, gives of his image, gives of his son, gives of his blood, gives of his body, just for this person. Love is truly kind. It is self-sacrificing. God came down to this earth and he had friends. He came down to this earth and he ran errands for his parents. He came down to this earth and he served his father as a carpenter. He came down to this earth and he had a disciple that said, I used to lie on his chest. He came down to this earth and he had friends that he would go to their houses and eat. He honored wedding invitations and he honored invitations to dine with people that the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the chief priests and the scribes saw as beneath them. That is God. There is no iota of pride or self-aggrandizement with God. When he came to this earth, he lived as human could be, and he died as human could be. Wait, the Bible and all its promptings and all its corrections and instructions, it was curated personally for me. It is not something that I would do to make God God or make God just have his own way so that he can be more God. No, there is absolutely nothing in my life that I can do to qualify God. Every single thing that God has ever put in scriptures is an instruction to enable me know him better, know myself better, and treat people with respect and love. If God was easily angered, there is no way that we will still be alive, both us that profess to be Christians and the unbelievers equally. The Bible says in Psalm chapter 145 that God is slow to anger and rich in love. It is because of the presence of his love that anger is not something that we are usually used to when we come to our interaction with God. He loves us, and that is why he's not easily angered. In fact, there is a concept in the Christian faith called justification, and it simply means just as if I had never sinned. Remember that Paul was someone who actually killed Christians. He was someone who actually made sure that many Christians were martyred. In fact, the power that he showed and the ministry that he had was an evidence that God had forgiven him of all his sins and kept no record of wrong and was willing to use him afresh like he had never sinned. Remember that the Bible says that there is joy in heaven over one sinner that comes into salvation. That is one of the most beautiful evidence of the presence of love is that the heavens would completely rejoice when one person discovers the truth. The fact that every single person who is saved has a unique story. You were uniquely pursued. You were pursued like you were the only person that mattered. In fact, our pastor in our church always says that even if you were the only person on earth, Christ will still die for you. So please leave a comment on your salvation story or the unique experience that brought you to Christ. If you love this video, please give it a like, and if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that red button and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post